Hello, I am Kathy Adams Clark, and thank you for attending the program today. I have been leading photo tours to Costa Rica for the last 18 years, and for those 18 years, I've led every trip through Strabo Photo Tour Collections. I've also used the same local guide the entire time, and as a result, I've traveled to all the regions of Costa Rica and seen a variety of different birds and bring that to every trip that I take to Costa Rica. If you don't know Strabo Photo Tour Collection, Strabo leads trips all over the world and has been in business for nearly 30 years. We always use local guides as well as a photographer guide, and there's worldwide destinations. Now, the history of Costa Rica, if you don't know anything about it, it was never conquered by the Spaniards or any other foreign power. It was colonized by farmers and cooperatives. So as a result, it's a country that has a feeling of collegialness and hominess to it. It has free and compulsory education. It has democratic elections. It has no army. And it does have a lot of social programs that support the infrastructure, such as clean water and health care for all. Now, that clean water means that you, fellow travelers, me, when I go down there, we all get clean water coming out of the tap, and so that eliminates that need for having bottled water with you all the time, which makes traveling down there really nice. The food is fabulous. Most of the hotels now are going toward organic and are growing their own food. The coffee, of course, is magnificent, and the local chefs are blending different types of culinary traditions together to make the dining in Costa Rica amazing. The tourism business is rich and knows how to treat us as traveling Americans, so we travel in comfort in well-maintained vans or buses if we need those. Usually with ours, since we're a small group, we use large vans. And during this time of COVID, I have taken 5 groups down to Costa Rica, and we feel totally safe down there because they have followed COVID protocols really, really well. So when we're out in the field, of course, we don't have to wear masks, and hopefully that's a thing of the past on future trips. But just to show you where Costa Rica is, it's on the Latin American peninsula in between Panama and Nicaragua. It's a convenient flight. For me out of Houston, it's a 3.5-hour flight, and a lot of people from the West Coast fly into Houston or Dallas to fly down. A lot of people on the East Coast fly to Costa Rica from Miami or Fort Lauderdale. It's a bird-rich country because there are 903 known species of birds in Costa Rica. It contains migrants from the United States that travel down to Latin America and South America during the wintertime. It contains migrants from South America as well. So we get a really rich bird life in Costa Rica. It's the size of West Virginia, but they also like to say that if they flattened it out or ironed it, it would be the surface area of Texas. So this turns out to be a country with a lot of surface area, and that's one of the reasons it has such a diverse bird life. All of the places that I have traveled to throughout the years have led us to different locations and different birds, and in Strabo Tours, each one of my trips to Costa Rica goes to a different region. We try to minimize the time that you're in a van. And each one of those small regions, we try to reach 2 or 3 different ecosystems so that we can get a big diversity of birds. So for instance, the clay-colored thrush is the national bird of Costa Rica. It's not very colorful at all, but it does have a magnificent call. And it's also in every region of Costa Rica, which is the reason it's the national bird. A lot of bird photographers go to Costa Rica for the resplendent quetzal because this is such a sexy bird. Difficult to find if you're not there at the right time of the year, but hopefully you've got a tour guide who knows where to take you to see this bird. Three-wattled bellbird was a lifer for me. recently. Huge, loud call, but what a magnificent bird to see. And of course, there's just hummingbirds galore throughout the Costa Rica region, colorful tanagers, and of course, parrots. So Costa Rica has a lot of things to offer. And one of the things that we do with Strabo Tours is we make sure that you're comfortably housed each night. So we stay in comfortable hotels. And we stay, by the way, in hotels that in some cases we are the only guests, because we like to stay in boutique hotels. We like to stay in hotels that put you as close to the action as possible and take you right as close as we can get to the bird life. So our hotel choices with Strabo Tours, you're going to find that you're pampered in the hotels that we do stay at in Costa Rica. And Costa Rica has such a variety of different habitats that, as I said, each one of the tours is designed to take you into several different habitats so that you can get as big of a selection of birds as you possibly can without having to travel long distances many days. So we try to take you into concentrated locations. And in a trip with me, you are going to always find that we don't pass up neat opportunities to photograph, such as star trails. We never stop. We never pass up a good sloth. We don't pass up monkeys that are good to photograph. And we don't pass up frogs or reptiles or snakes. You don't see many snakes in Costa Rica. So sit back, relax, look at some of the birds that we've seen in Costa Rica over the years. This is just a small selection. If you are planning to go to Costa Rica in the near future, you will consider going with Strabo Photo Tours Collection, because I think it's one of the best photo experiences that you can get going to Costa Rica. So thank you very much for looking today. Thanks for stopping by and viewing my slideshow. And if you do have any questions, feel free to post them in the Strabo booth, where one of us will come back and answer your questions. And I hope one of these days I see you on a Strabo tour. And if you're not interested in Costa Rica, I have a trip for birds to Romania coming up in May 2022, Northern Ireland in September of 2022, Norway for the Northern Lights, Spain in October in the Andalusia region, and Greece in November. Thanks very much for stopping, and I hope to see you someday on a Strabo Photo Tours Collection trip.